Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. My name is Vicente Mas. Welcome to this webinar on why study in Spain. It's my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Patricia Onieva, who is in Madrid right now. Patricia Onieva is the Asia and North America Manager of the Unit for Internationalization of Higher Education at the Public National Agency Spanish Service for Internationalization of Higher Education. Sorry for the long name. It's in Spanish it's shorter. Patricia has a degree in law in the Complutense University of Madrid and is a specialist at European Union law in Spain and also in Madrid, in the University of San Pablo, and also in France, in the Université de Rouen. She has dedicated herself to the internationalization of the Spanish higher education for the last 20 years. And just please, in case you have any problem with the audio or whatever, please just, we have opened the chat on our right side. And without much further ado, I leave Patricia to start his presentation. Please, Patricia, welcome virtually to Singapore.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vicente. It's a pleasure for me being here today. Good afternoon in Singapore. Good morning here in Madrid. I'm going to share my screen. Just one second. Oh, Vicente, it
Yes.
says that you have to give me authorization to share my screen.
Oh,
Please.
sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, yes. Got it.
Okay.
Is this one? Yeah.
Let me check. It still says compartir pantalla. No, I think that's yours. Post attendee. Sí, I'm seeing yours.
A ver. Esto. New share. I cannot get it.
Me dice el anfitrión inhabilitó la función de compartir las pantallas de los participantes.
Ajá, o sea que era eso. Pero te voy a compartir. Un momentito.
Okay, I think no, still appears. El anfitrión inhabilitó la función de compartir las pantallas. Aceptar.
No, está máxima.
¿Sí? Ahora, a ver, ahora. Es que le doy y me dice esto. Just one second, please. We're trying to manage how to share the screen. Sí, me dice, Embajada de España ha empezado la función de compartir las pantallas, pero yo le doy a compartir y me sale el... A ver si será una... El anfitrión inhabilitó la función de compartir las pantallas de participantes. Jolines, usted está viendo la pantalla de la Embajada de Singapur. Ver opciones. Vista. A ver esto. Ahí no la veis, ¿no?
No, no la vemos todavía.
A ver, compartir.
A ver, ahora.
Ay, no.
Y say done now. Speaker view. It should be already done. Share screen, está aquí.
Sí, pero me sigue apareciendo. Inhabilitó la función de compartir las pantallas. No lo sé por qué. ¿Dónde le podría dar? A ver, grabación, vista. No, vista, no, reacción. Hello. Just 1 second. We're trying to manage how to share the screen. Have a technical issue. A ver. Ahora, creo. Ah, no. Seleccionar la ventana o la aplicación que usted desea compartir. Ya.
¿Ya está?
Ya está. ¿Nos veis? ¿Me ves?
Yo te veo, sí. No veo la pantalla. Vale.
¿No ves mi presentación?
No, todavía no.
Jo. A ver. Pues acá. A ver. Va, un segundo. Compartir. ¿Ahora?
Ahora yo creo que sí, ¿no? Yes,
¿Sí?
now.
¿Sí?
Now,
Okay.
yes. Okay, perfect.
Okay, now we can start. ¿Y cómo hago para modo presentación? Aquí. ¿Ahora?
Perfect.
Okay, wow, we've done it. Okay, so good morning again. Welcome everybody. Thank you for being here, for being interested in studying in Spain. My name is Patricia Onieva. I work for the Spanish Service for the Internationalization of Education, which is a public agency in Spain. And the contents of my presentation today are going to be what we do and who we are, the Spanish Service for the Internationalization of Education. We have such a long name. In short, it's SEPIE. Secondly, I'm going to speak about a little bit the higher education in Spain, how's the structure, and why study in Spain. So let's start. Our institution where I work, it's the Spanish Service for the Internationalization of Spain, of Education. We are the national agency for the promotion, management, and impact studies of the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. But other than being the national agency of the Erasmus Plus program, we perform other activities and actions in order to contribute to a greater international projection of the Spanish university system and its offer in the world. So we also manage international and other European programs and initiatives, and such as what you see below here, Europass, Portfolio, and many others. So I work for a unit that it's called Internationalization of the Spanish Higher Education Unit. And what we do is, as I said before, we design and develop promotion and communication activities of the university system. We manage mobility programs, and we offer orientation on the university system to prospective international students. Also, if there's someone here who is attending and it's a professor or someone that works at the university, you may know that we also promote university partnerships between Spanish and Asian higher education institutions. So if there's a Singaporean institution that it's interested in signing, for instance, a bilateral agreement, or interested in developing joint or double degrees, then they can contact us and we can share this information with the appropriate Spanish university that could be interested also in this issue. So how is the higher education in Spain? How is it structured? Well, here you have a map of our country. In dark blue, it's Spain, and the spots in red are the universities that we have in our country. The Spanish university system is integrated by 87 universities. They are distributed in 232 university campuses. 50 of those universities are public and 37 universities are private. What's the difference between them? The public universities are founded and funded by the state, and the enrollment fees of the official degrees that they offer are regulated by the governments of the autonomous communities, which are the name of that we give to the different regions in Spain. And 37 universities out of 87 are private, and they are founded and funded mostly by private companies, and they have different enrollment costs that are established by the university itself according to marketplaces. So here you have a map of all the Spanish universities, the list of the ones that we have in each region, each autonomous communities, as we call them. And later on, I'm going to leave this presentation if you want to keep or consult later, so you can have it, okay? So the Spanish university system, it's part of the European higher education area, which is an area that it's integrated by 48 countries, not only the European Union ones, but also by many other countries. So if you get a diploma in Spain or in one of these 48 countries, it's automatically recognized in the other countries, or it's easier to get them recognized in those other countries. So in this European higher education area, the system is structured in the following way. We have bachelor degrees, we have then master degrees, and then we have PhD degrees. And the work hours are measured in credits, which are called ECTS, which means European Credit Transfer System. And one credit, it's equal to 25 or 30 hours, work hours. And one academic year or academic course has duration of 60 credits, more or less, okay? So as I said, the system, we have we have bachelor's degree, we have master's degree, and we have PhDs, such as in Singapore. But maybe you're thinking about, why should I go to Spain to study if I don't speak Spanish? Well, you may know that we have many English taught programs offered by different Spanish universities, up to 630 bachelor's degree, totally or partially taught in English, and more than 400 master's degree. And particularly 100% offered in English. If you don't speak a word of Spanish, then you can choose among 94 bachelor's degrees or 202 master's degree completely taught in English. So which are the requirements to enter a bachelor's degree if you're thinking about sending your son or your daughter or for yourself? So the first thing you have to do always is to ask the Spanish Ministry of Education for the recognition of your high school diploma. This can be done through the Spanish Embassy if you want. Secondly, if you choose a public university and your high school diploma, it's European or International Baccalaureate, you have to go through the UNED. UNED is a public university in Spain, which who will give you the certification in order to convert your grades from your country to the Spanish ones. And then directly you can address to the Spanish university to ask for admission. If you want to study a degree in Spanish, then a minimum of a B1 or B2 level of Spanish will be required according to the Common European Framework of Reference for languages. If you have another high school diploma, for instance, a high school diploma from Singapore, then first, as I said, you have to ask for the Spanish Ministry, to the Spanish Ministry of Education, the recognition of this diploma. And then you will be required to pass in most of Spanish universities a national exam that it's called EVAU or EBAU. Only some universities in Spain offer admission to a certain number of international students without this exam. In our website, we have a chart with all the universities in Spain that offer this kind of slots to international students without the entry exam. And again, if the DECIDE program is offered in Spanish, then a minimum of a B1 or B2 level of Spanish will be required. So, but if what I want is to study, if you want to enter a private university, then there are no general requirements to be admitted. You will also have to ask the Ministry of Spain for the equivalent of your high school diploma. And then you should check with the university itself, which are the list of requirements, because they vary from one to another. What it's basic, again, it would be that they will ask you again to have a intermediate command of Spanish to attend Spanish courses. And some universities offer foundation courses or language courses also to prepare international students for their undergraduate studies. But how about if what I want is to study a master's degree? Okay, first of all, you may know that there are two types of official master's degree in Spain. On one side, there are those that qualify students for the exercise of a regulated profession, for instance, law. And second, you have these other master's degree that they are called research master's degree that will allow you later to enter a PhD program if you're interested in a doctorate program. So what you will need to access a master's degree, to enter a master's degree, it will be basically, they will ask you, the Spanish universities, that you prove that you have a previous bachelor's degree or equivalent obtained in Spain or in another country. They will ask you for your academic record of the bachelor's degree. And both documents must be duly legalized with the apostille of the Hague Convention or other from the Embassy of Spain. Again, a B2 level of Spanish will be required if you want to attend a master's degree taught in Spanish. If you want to attend a master's degree taught in English and you're from Singapore, there will be no requirements regarding the language. What about if I want to enter a PhD program? Okay, then you will need basically to prove that you have not only a bachelor's degree, but also a master's degree or equivalent studies. And also the Spanish university will ask you for your academic records of both previous degrees. And all documents you may send to the Spanish university must be duly legalized again. So these are the basic requirements, but it's better. It's better if you contact the university itself to check the whole list of requirements. How much does it cost to study in Spain? Okay, then again, you have to distinguish between public universities and private universities. A bachelor's degree at public universities may cost between 740 euros or from 740 euros to 6,000 euros. That means between 1,100 dollars from Singapore to around $9,000 from Singapore. Here below you have the conversion of euro Singaporean dollars. A master degree at a public university range from 800 euros per year to 19,000 euros per year. At private universities, you may find a bachelor's degree from 5,000 euros to 21,000 euros per year. And the master degree at private university will range between, again, 5,000 to 50,000. That could cost, for instance, an MBA at a prestigious business school. So how can I start? I'm decided. I made up my mind, and I want to go to Spain to study. Where do I search for this bachelor's degree in English or master's degree in English or in Spanish? Okay, we have two search engines in our website. Here's our website. You can see it here, and we have two search engines: the Kedu, where you can search for the programs in Spanish, and we have another search engine for the English taught programs. So how is it to study in Spain? Why should I choose this country to go as a study destination for me, for my son, for my daughter? Well, here's some reasons why you should or you could choose Spain as a study destination. We have a high standard of living, pretty much like Singapore, very similar. We have the Spanish language, which I will give some features now or figures later. We have also cultural and geographic diversity and richness. We have a visa policy quite flexible compared to other countries. We have this offer of English top programs that I mentioned before, so you don't have to speak Spanish previously to choose us as a study destination. And we have also innovation and technology. Here you can see how more than 100,000 students have chosen us in the past as a study destination. There's this chart where it starts in 1996 with pretty much more than 14,000 international students, and nowadays this chart goes to 2017, but I can tell you that nowadays we have more than 120,000 international students in our classrooms. Why Spain? Again, why? Well, Spain, it's number 3 worldwide and number 2 in Europe, with the country with a major number of sites declared as World Heritage Sites. So if you come here as a student, you may go as a tourist to visit all these marvelous places, very historical and interesting. Last year in 2019, before the pandemic, we received more than 83,000 million tourists. We have a population of 46,000. So we received almost double of tourists in population. We are the second country in the world in number of hotel beds. We are also 4th in the world as a destination of international congresses and meetings, or 3rd country in the world, as I said, in tourist arrivals and in revenues. So many people choose us for their holidays and vacation, and this is good. We're also 1st European country and 3rd in the world in agricultural biotechnology, 5th in the world in biochemistry and molecular biology, or 2nd in the world in renewable energies patent applications. So what about Spanish language? Well, Spanish is the 2nd language in the world by number of speakers, but it's also the 2nd language of international communication nowadays. So if you come to Spain, even when you do, maybe you may not still have a command of Spanish, you can start, for instance, with an English top program, and you can start learning Spanish as a 2nd language. The Spanish language, there's curious here figures. In 2060, in the year 2060, is foreseen that the United States will be the 2nd Spanish-speaking country in the world. And you also may know that more than 500 million people speak Spanish in the world. And it's also foreseen that in 2050, more than 750 million people will speak Spanish in the world. So many parents may ask themselves, or if you are thinking about attending a master's degree or pursue a PhD, is it safe? Is it safe to go to Spain? Well, as Eurostat, which is the institution in the European Union that manages statistics, said in 2014, Spain was the 2nd safest country in the world, in Europe. Here you can see some charts. this one about intentional homicides rate in the European Union. Where's Spain here in the chart? If we look at this, you won't find it. You won't find it because we are at the back. We rank here in the position 32 among 40 countries that were analyzed in this chart. About theft and robbery, some other charts. Here, Spain, you can see here in dark blue. It appears at the very end of the row. So it's also quite a very secure, a very safe country. Here you can see Greece or Germany around here, or Italy here before Spain in number of theft and robbery assaults. So what about rankings? Are Spanish universities good? Are they prestigious? Well, if we go to check, for instance, to the Shanghai ranking, the ARWU ranking in 2019, you will find 13 Spanish universities in the top 50, or 38 universities in the top 500 of the Shanghai ranking by subjects. Again, if you want to check the QS ranking of the 50 best universities in the world under 50 years old, we're number 1 in Europe and number 2 in the world also. So you can be sure you can we can guarantee that our universities meet a high standard of quality. How much does it cost to live in Spain if you want to come here and study here? Okay, a standard student with no luxuries, but will need around 1,000 euros per month. Okay, that would be, if I'm not mistaken, 1,000.6 dollars from Singapore, more or less. So if you choose to the detail, if you choose cities like Madrid or Barcelona, will be a little bit more expensive, and then you will need, for instance, 55 euros per month for transportation, or 35 if you choose other cities, 300 euros for food in your budget if you choose Madrid or Barcelona, 200 euros for other cities, 350 euros for housing in Madrid or Barcelona, and 150 only from 150 if you choose other cities in Spain. And this is for leisure in big cities and in other cities. Another question that we receive very frequently, very often, is, can I work in Spain? The answer is yes. If you want to work in Spain during your studies, you can do it part-time. Sorry, and even when you finish your studies, you can stay in Spain for as long as 12 months to look for a job if you're interested in trying to look for a job here in our country. So that would be all. Thank you very much for your attention. Here's our contact information, our website, email address, and social networks. I would be glad now to answer any question, any doubts you may have about this information or other that you want to ask. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Patricia. Actually, it has been a very comprehensive speech on the why to choose Spain. We have a few questions. Let me going to ask you so we can share with for everybody. First question is, do we have to take an exam to prove language requirements in Spanish? You can elaborate.
No, it depends. It depends if you want to attend, if you want to enter a bachelor's degree, you will probably have to present, yes, the DELE or another exam that you may have. to prove that you have a good command of Spanish in order to follow the courses. So if you want to attend the bachelor's degree, yes, but if you want to attend a master's degree or pursue a PhD, probably they will. It would be sufficient. It will be enough with an interview, probably with the director of the master degree of the program. And if you don't have a certificate, then with an interview or any other way, you can prove you have this command of Spanish.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Another question is, this is a specific one. Is there any recommendations you can give for schools with design bachelors in Spain? And specifically in industrial design or product design?
Okay, we have many universities offering this kind of degree, this in design, but I cannot give any recommendation because we work for the Ministry of Universities and we represent all universities in Spain, public and private. But what I can do is to recommend you to go into our website because we have there the search engine that I mentioned before, and then you can look for words by words. If you put design, they will come out the whole list of schools that offer this kind of degree in Spain.
And there's also that in the webpage of the Study in Europe 20 this year, we have several universities, Spanish universities, where they have some specific courses for design.
Correct. Yes, you can check in the website of this fair because we have many universities attending, and so they will be, I'm sure, very glad to offer you further information on this kind of diploma or degree.
Another question, Patricia, is what are the requirements if someone should I want to do a second bachelor's degree instead of a master degree? Do I submit my secondary school papers?
If you if you want to attend a second bachelor's degree, then you will have to start from zero. I mean, you will have to pass, depending on the university you choose, you will have to pass the entry exam, as I mentioned before, or you may find the university that can give you admission without this entry exam. It depends on the universities. You have to check this with the university. First of all, what I suggest to the student is that to enter again to the website and search by words the bachelor's degree she is interested in. For instance, she wants or he wants to study law, then you put law in the search engine, there will come out all the list of the bachelor's degree offered in that area. Then I would check the website of the different universities that offer this to see whether I'm interested or not, if you're interested or not in the study plan, and then contact them to see if they ask or not for the entry exam.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Another question I will ask, I will answer it. Are we going to hear from alumni? No, but it's a very good suggestion. We will take it into account for next time. There are many Singaporeans here who have been in exchange for a student, and
Great.
actually we have some Singaporeans who are going as assistant teachers of English. Great. For the public schools in Spain. So we next year we will bring some of them to give information.
Okay.
Another general question we have about scholarships. Are the scholarships available in Spain, and how do they approach it? Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have a search engine also for different scholarships in our website. I'm going to put it here in the chat for everybody right now. Mm-hmm. Let me just 1 second. Becas. Okay, here's the search engine. Here. Okay. That is the link for the scholarships. As I mentioned, just one thing I want to mention about these scholarships. You can check here if you can find any call which is available for international students. Well, they're all for international students. Sometimes they're only for Spaniards. But what you have to take into account is that many public universities in Spain are subsidized by the state, and they charge the same fees to Spanish students and international students. That means, as I mentioned also in my presentation, that if you for instance, want to study a bachelor's degree in history, let's say in history, in many universities in Spain, very well ranked in rankings, very high, with a high standard of quality, they will only charge you 700 or 800 euros per year. So what we say sometimes with related to scholarships is that the scholarships, it's already integrated in the academic fees for everybody because it's subsidized by the government. So you may find here in the search engine, yes, scholarships for maintenance or for traveling to Spain. But what regards to academic fees, they are quite or very affordable in Spain.
Thank you, Patricia. Another question, well, the first question is already answered because it's about English top degrees. Yes, they are in university in Spanish. And can international students take Spanish language to be part of the degree? I understand.
As part of the degree?
Yes.
I don't think so. English taught programs, they part from the how to say from the base that the student has already the capacity of follow the courses in English. So that's because it's a requirement to enter an English taught program, that you prove that you have a good command of English and you will be able to follow the courses. So I don't think English courses would be part of the credits of the study plan of the master degree. Yeah.
And in this relation too, does the university help in finding accommodation after the first year, or accommodation is only reserved for first year students?
No, they help you all the time. If you're a student of that university, the housing services of the university will help you to find a suitable place where to live in while you are a student in that university, the first year, the second year, and the fifth year if you attend, for example, a PhD, which can last, have a duration of up to 5 years. They will help you all the time to find for accommodation. Yes.
One question that you have already explained, but is put here: is it possible for international students to work part-time while earning their degree?
Yes, it's possible to work part-time. You can, but you need a special authorization. The authorization for work is not integrated in the visa that you have to ask for before coming to Spain. Once you are in Spain with a student visa, you have to ask for another authorization to be authorized again to work part-time. In summer, when there's no classes, no courses, then you can work full-time. If you're not, the criteria is that your part-time job or your job cannot be an obstacle for your studies. So if you're studying, while you're studying, you can work part-time. If you're not studying, like in summer, the summer break, then you can work full-time.
Okay, well, this is a very specific question about the ranking of IE University for the undergraduates. IE is taking part in the web page, so I would suggest the participant would get in contact and check it. But I know IE is one of the highest in the world.
Yeah, me too. By heart, I cannot remember in which position are all the universities in Spain, but you can check directly with the IE university, which is attending this fair also. Yes, that's true.
We had a question here, but I think I already replied, answered. Do you need to know how to speak Spanish? Is applying for an English bachelor's program, which is not necessary.
No, especially if the English taught program it's 100% in English, you don't need to prove that you have a command of Spanish to attend. You should have a little bit, or maybe a command of Spanish, the basic words to go to the supermarket and buy things. No, I mean, I'm joking. You don't need to know Spanish to attend an English taught degree.
And lastly, we have one question of someone who has already been to Spain, because they say you have mentioned Madrid, Barcelona on the cost of living. How does Salamanca compare to it in percentage?
In percentage, yeah. I would say, okay, that's yeah, based on my experience, right, and that I live here, I would say Salamanca is at least 30 or 40% less expensive than Madrid or Barcelona.
Yes.
At least, minimum.
And one of the oldest universities in Europe. And the others.
Excuse me?
Is
and the other, yeah.
In Europe.
Yeah, very cheap compared to other countries in Europe, of neighbor countries. Well, very cheap compared to United Kingdom, for example. You could find in Salamanca, I'm sure you could find, for instance, a room in a shared apartment for very few euros. I mean, for 100 or 150 euros, that would be around, I think, 200 Singaporean dollars per month.
We have a specific question about Philippines. I mean, if you are a Filipino citizen, is it required to take an English language proficiency test?
That's a good question. I would say no, because English, it's an official language in Philippines, right? So yeah. I would say if it's your mother tongue, no, it's not necessarily.
All right, I think we have reached the end of the questions. And thank you very much, all of you, for your participation, for your interaction, and especially muchas gracias, Patricia, for
my pleasure
being early in Madrid on Saturday morning.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm glad. I hope you liked it, and I don't know how we can do to make it available, the presentation, to everybody who wants. Can you check with the organization? Or
yes, we can get it through the webpage of Study in Europe.
Okay.
So
particularly our contact details, if they have any other questions or doubts, they can address to us. They can write us, and we will be very, very glad to attend all your doubts and inquiries. And I hope to see you soon in Spain, despite the situation of the COVID. Now, currently, international students are very welcome, and they can enter Spain if they come to study any degree. Okay, so you're very welcome to Spain.
Muchas gracias, Patricia.
De nada.
Hasta pronto.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Bye.
Bye.